Good morning and welcome. It is 9:30. It is the 17th day of July 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM, and the sun seems to have come out for this weekend. And we are having the beginnings of the trickling of news from the first day of the D&D G4 live stream. What's that noise thingy? Oh, it's Discord. Coming to us. And so far, no big surprises. Turns out that they did not pull a red herring on us, and the big book coming out is Fizbin's Guide to Dragons. In general, the responses that I'm reading so far, and this is just initial, and it could just be, I'm sure the people who liked it, and I'm sure the people who didn't like it, didn't like it. Generally, it seems to be, though, less than favorable. I'm already reading from several sources, both independent and news sites. The response to the Dragon book was a little less than Wizards of the Coast wanted. It seems to be mostly Forgotten Realms oriented, just steering away from anything related to Dragonlance. In fact, we're hearing that Tracy and Margaret had absolutely nothing to do with this book and might have nothing to do with Dragonlance at all, should that be the next Wizards of the Coast project. Instead, the individual who is responsible for the Dragon book is the same genius who brought us 4th edition and the brilliant marketing of 4th edition. So take that with a grain of salt, but the individual who wrote most of, or at least directed most of, Fizbin's Guide to All Things Dragon is the same advertising genius and business management mastermind who brought us the debacle that was 4th edition. So, what I keep saying about 4th edition is, as a system, it's fine, but everything else and how 4th edition was handled was an absolute nightmare, much like TSR. I hearing nothing good so far about Fizbin's Guide to All Things Reptilian and Flying and Fire Breathing. In regards to the live streams, Carnival of Chaos seemed to go over pretty well. It was all the WWE D&D crowd, so those are people who we've already seen play D&D through the WWE's D&D streams. So they were all very experienced with the system. They were all experienced with the world. It was the same young woman who was DMing the current Critical Role thing, whose name I will not even try to pronounce because I get called a racist if I do. But apparently she's being kept very busy and DMing a lot of different things. And I don't know, lady, maybe you should, not DM so much. You might burn yourself out, but what do I know? That went over very well and was received very well. The second live stream, which was the one with Peyton Oswald, and was the 5th edition update of Palace of the Vampire Queen. That's the one I actually watched some of because I was curious to see how they would update the classic original module Palace of the Vampire Queen. And it was pretty much the disappointment that I thought it would be. It was mostly just people goofing around and being silly and all talking about how their characters were all short, and a lot of talking, a lot of role playing. Of course, this was post Ravenloft vampires, so they were not evil vampires because there's no more evil in post Ravenloft. They were just, I guess, misunderstood vampires who were just doing politics. So it was more of a D&D trying to do Vampire the Masquerade with, several individuals who'd never played before, several individuals who didn't really have an understanding of the game, and a lot of individuals who just wanted to sort of sit around and be silly about how tall their characters were. Now, I didn't watch all of it, so maybe it got better. I did watch the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and was very disappointed. You really can't update a classic dungeon crawl from the very early days of Dungeons & Dragons to 5th edition because it's so different. And with all the new safety features now in D&D, something like Palace of the Vampire Queen just doesn't work in modern day D&D because, the threats are gone. And the classic non-linear, why are there 50 goblins in this room, is gone. So yeah, all in all, the first day seemed to be more of a failure than a success. We also had some look at the new Magic cards, which hopefully I'll be able to show you guys soon. We had some talk about upcoming, physical product like dice and figures and the Magic cards and new box sets and stuff like that. But mainly it was the announcements of Fizbin, the talking about Adventures in the Forgotten Dome Magic set, and the two campaigns, one which went very well, the other not so much, and the general feeling coming out of it from day one. And again, this is still early and it might not be totally correct, but the general feeling from what I'm reading, and this is not me personally, so don't get mad at me and say I'm, shitting on Wizards of the Coast. I'm just reading what people have said to me, and I'm just reading what is being reported, that it was less than favorable. If you don't agree with this, please comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the first day of the D&D Live presentation by G4, and what you hope to see from Wizards of the Coast going into the fall quarter. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs by the end of the decade. Till then, stay warm, stay dry, stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay awesome. Stay off my land, watch out for those friendly vampires, and I will talk to you later.